我们继续跟读冯教授的视频，今天的主题是 How to build a fasting routine to maintain weight loss， 如何通过建立一套断食的惯例或者习惯来保持减肥的效果。
Hi, this
Hi,
week we're going to
this week
talk
we're
about
going to
how
talk
to
about
build
how
a
to build a fasting routine
so that you can
so that you can maintain your weight loss
effortlessly.
And it's coming right up.
One of the most
important things if you are going to maintain your weight is to build a consistent routine.
Think about it
Think
for a
about it
second.
for a second. When you have things that aren't particularly enjoyable, like going to work, or going to school, or doing homework, or mowing the lawn, the best thing to do is get into the habit of it so it's not so difficult. So after dinner, you go and you do your homework until certain time, then you relax and then you go to sleep, and it becomes a part of your routine. And therefore, it's not as onerous as trying to get up the willpower to I have to do my homework. So routine can really be your friend.
When
you're trying to maintain weight loss, it's the same thing. You want to try and build a consistent routine.
It lets
your body know what's coming, so you know what to expect, and therefore it just becomes part of what happens, and you don't have to consciously decide to do it. You just sort of fall back on that routine. And that's really one of the secrets of the 1970s. Remember, at this time, food is not scarce,
and yet
there's almost no obesity. Why? Because their routine was something that allowed them to maintain their weight relatively easily. That routine included 3 meals a day, no snacks,
nothing to
eat after dinner, so they're having a 12 to 14 hour fasting period every single night without even thinking about it. And they do this day after day because it's their habit. So now if they want to lose some weight and they want to go on 1 meal a day, if you are only at a 2 meal a day or 3 meal a day, it's not that far. Then if your baseline is 8 to 10 meals a day, so that's the power of having a consistent routine. Now it doesn't mean you'll never change from that routine, but it gives you a baseline with which to work, and that's what fasting does. It gives you that framework with which you can work. And the way you want to build the routine is you want to have several layers to it. And what I mean is you want to have different things that you do on a regular basis, daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly.
When you look at
your daily routine,
this is
probably the most important because this is the one that you do every single day. So it's important to have that daily routine down. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't have to think about it and you get up, oh, should I brush my teeth? I don't feel like it, but maybe I should. No, it's just a routine. It's a habit. Same thing with your eating. You want to make it a habit. So cut out the snacks, cut out everything after dinner. Get rid of all the snacks that you take in front of the TV or before bed. So you want to make sure that you have that good 12 to 14 hours of fasting.
Some
Some
people
people
don't feel
don't
hungry
feel
in the
hungry
morning,
in the
so
morning,
their
so their
routine may
routine may
involve eating
involve
breakfast
eating
a little
breakfast
bit
a little
later.
bit
They may
later. They
break
may
their
break
fast,
their
let's
fast,
say
let's say
11 a.m. And
11 a.m.
once you
And
get
once you
into
get
that
into the
routine, it's
routine,
not
it's not
difficult.
difficult.
I got into
I
this
got into
habit
this
many
habit
years
many
ago
years
in
ago.
medical
In
school when
medical
I got
school,
so
when I
busy
got
and I
so
was
busy
always
and I
tired in the
was always
morning. So
tired in the
I
morning, so
wanted to
I wanted
sleep
to
right up
sleep
until the
right up
time that
until
I
the
had to
time that
get
I
up.
had to get up.
And that
And
became
that
my
become
routine. So
my
now I
routine.
don't
So
even
now
think
I don't
about it
even think
really. When
about
I
it
don't eat
really.
breakfast,
When I don't
that's
eat
just a
breakfast, that's
normal
just a
day.
normal
I
day.
don't have
I
to
don't have to
expend
expend
willpower.
willpower.
So that's the
So
most important thing
that's the
because a
most
lot of
important
us
thing
have
because
gotten
a lot of
away
us
from that
have gotten away
1970s
from that
routine
1970s
of two to three
routine
meals
of
a
2 to 3
day
meals a
and
day
having
and
that
having
proper
that proper
fasting period.
fasting period.
Now, you
Now,
want to
you
add
want
on
to
to
add
that
on
a
to that
weekly
a weekly
routine.
routine,
And
and
for
for
example,
example,
you may
you may
decide that on
decide that
certain
on
days of
certain
the
days
week,
of the
it's
week
very
it's
easy
very
for you
easy
to
for you
do a
to do
slightly
a
longer
slightly longer
fast.
fast.
For
For
example, if
example,
you
if
know
you
every
know every
Monday you're going
Monday
to be
you're
really,
gonna
really
be
busy
really, really
because
busy
work is
because
piled
work is
up and
piled up
you want
and
to get
you
your
want to get
emails
your
out and all
emails
that,
out and
you
all
might
that.
make it a
You might
weekly
make a
routine
weekly
on
routine
Mondays
on
not to
Mondays
eat
not
lunch.
to eat
So
lunch.
if
So
you've already
if
made
you've
it a
already make
routine
it a
not
routine
to
not to
eat
eat
anything
anything
until
until
11 a.m.,
11
12
a.m., 12 at
noon,
noon,
well,
well,
then once you
then
skip that,
once
you
you
get
skip
right
that,
into
you
that
get right
24
into
hour
that
fasting
24-hour
period.
fasting period.
You might also
You
make
might
it a routine
also make it
because
a
you know on the
routine because you
weekends
know
that
on the
you may
weekends
go
that
a
you may
little bit
go a little bit
overboard
overboard,
going out with
going out
friends
with
or
friends
hanging
or
out.
hang
You just
out,
don't
and you just
want to
don't
be
want to be
always watching
always
what you eat
watching what
all
you
the
eat all
time.
the time.
So maybe
So
that
maybe
becomes your
that
weekly
becomes your weekly
routine. So
routine.
on
So
top
on
of your
top
daily
of your
routine, you
daily
have a
routine,
weekly
you have a
routine.
weekly routine.
Maybe it's
Maybe
on
it's on
Friday nights,
Friday
for
nights.
example,
For
you'll
example, you're
make it a little
make it a
bit
little bit
later. You'll
later.
shift your
You
thing,
shift
your eating
your
window
eating
to a little
window
bit
to a
later
little bit
to
later to
accommodate going out with
accommodate
friends
going
or
out
something.
with
Is
friends
it
or
great for you?
something. Is
No, but
it
if
great for you?
as
No,
long
but
as you
if as
are
long as you
able
are able
to
to
fix it
fix
with the
it
rest of
with the
your
rest
week's
of your
routine,
week's routine,
then it may be
then it
okay.
may
So
be
maybe
okay.
you won't
So
eat
maybe
until
you
a
won't
little
eat
bit
until a little
later
bit
so
later
that
so
you
that
have
you
time to
have
go out with
time
your
to go out
friends.
with your friends.
And then on
And
top
then
of
on
that,
top
you
of
want to
that,
get
you
into
want to
a
go into
monthly
a monthly
routine. And
routine.
this monthly
And this
routine is
monthly
sort
routine
of
is sort of
like
like
just
just
making sure
making
that you're
sure
not
that you are
piling
not
up.
piling
So
up.
the
So the
idea is
idea is
that if
that
you leave
if you
things
leave
and you
things and you
procrastinate and then you
procrastinate and
gain
then you gain
50
50
pounds, well, it's a
pounds,
lot
well,
of
it's a
work
lot
to
of
get
work
rid of
to
it
get rid
all.
of it
So it's a
all.
lot
So it's a
easier
lot
if every
easier if
month
every month
you
you
get rid of
get
some
rid
of it
of some
so
of it
that you don't
so
have
that
all
you
this
don't have
work.
all this
I do
work.
this
I
all the
do this all
time
the
when it
time
comes to
when it
paperwork,
comes to
my
paperwork,
taxes,
my
for
taxes, for
example.
example.
I used to
I
let
used to let
it
it
slide until
slide
tax time,
until tax time,
and it was a
and it
lot
was
of
a
work.
lot of
Now,
work.
every
Now
month,
every
I do
month
it.
I do
So it's
it.
the
So
same with
it's the same
fasting. Some
with the
people
fasting. Some people
pick the
will
beginning
pick
of the
the
month
beginning of the
to do
month
a
to do a
slightly
slightly
extended fast. Some
extended
people
fast.
do the
Some
at the
people
end
do
of the
at the
month,
end of the
and you
month,
don't
and you
necessarily
don't
have to do a
necessarily have
longer
to do a
fast.
longer fast.
Perhaps for the
Perhaps
first
for the
few
first
days of
few
the
days
month,
of the
you
month,
eat
you
much
eat
cleaner,
much
for
cleaner,
example,
for
than
example, than
usual,
usual,
and that's
and
your
that's your
monthly
monthly
routine,
routine,
sort of a
sort of
monthly
a monthly
checkup sort of
checkup
thing,
sort of
just
thing,
to make sure
just to make
everything's
sure
good.
everything is good.
And then
And then
after that,
after
you
that,
really
you
want to
really
get into a
want to get into
yearly
a yearly
routine
routine
because,
because
again,
again,
there are things
there
that
are things
happen
that
year
happen
after
year
year
after
that are
year that are
predictable. The
predictable.
holidays,
The
for
holidays,
example,
for
are
example, are
notorious for
notorious
weight
for
gain.
weight gain.
We know
We
that a
know
lot of
that a
people
lot of
gain
people
most of
gain
their
most of
weight
their weight
from the
from the
period in
period
late
in late
November and
November and
December
December because
you're going
you're
out,
going
you're
out,
eating
you're eating
sweets,
sweets, you're
you're
celebrating,
celebrating, so
so
people tend to
people
eat
tend to
more.
eat more.
Well,
Well, If you know
then you
that,
can
then you
build
can
that
build
into
that
your
into
yearly
your yearly
routine.
routine.
And every
And every
January, when you're
January,
trying to
when you're
lose
trying to
that
lose
holiday
that
weight,
holiday weight,
maybe
maybe you have
week
a week
solid
of
of
really
really
clean
clean
eating, for
eating,
example,
for
or
example,
even
or
two
even
weeks
2
of a
weeks
really
of really
clean
clean
eating
eating
plus
plus
some
some
extended
extended
fasting
fasting
to
to
really
really
get
get
down to
down
it.
to it.
And
And
that
that
yearly
yearly
routine
routine
is
is
sort of
sort of
like
like
that
that
spring
spring
cleaning
cleaning
where
where
you're
you're
gonna
gonna
get rid of
get rid of
all
all
the
the
sort of
excesses
excesses of
of
that
that
past
past
month
month
and a
and a
half.
half.
And
And
another
another
great
great
time to
time
do
to
it
do it
is
is
just
just
before
before
spring and
spring
the
and
summer.
summer.
Spring
Spring
cleaning,
cleaning,
when you are
when you're
trying to
trying
get
to get
ready
ready
for
for
bikini
bikini
season,
season,
or
or
you are
you're
trying
trying
to
to
get
get
ready
ready
for
for
that
that
season of athletics, hey, this might be a great time to start to lose the weight, really watch your nutrition again. And that's one of the things that has happened in a lot of religions. They will have periods of fasting that are dedicated. So during that time, whether it's during Easter, Good Friday, whether it's during Ramadan or Yom Kippur, and the various other religions, people will do the fasting at the same time. And that's great because now you have a community, a whole group of people who are doing the same thing as you. And it's just so much easier when you are doing things all together. And that's the idea behind a lot of the group fasts that we do at the fastingmethod.com, is that when people are all doing it together, you can share and you can share tips. You can help each other out and support each other.
And
And
finally,
finally,
you can look
you can look
for
for that
special
special
occasions
occasions
like
like
holidays.
holidays. If you go in every summer, you go away on a all-inclusive or cruise, well, hey, maybe the week after that, you have to build that into your yearly routine, that you are gonna let yourself go a little bit and relax your diet, and then you are gonna make up for it. And guess what? That's okay. That's what it's there for.
So
So, when you are trying to build a weight maintenance fasting routine,
think about your
think
daily
about your daily
routine,
routine, your weekly
your
routine, your
monthly
monthly
routine, and your
routine, and
yearly
your yearly
routine. And
routine.
that's going to
And
cover a
that's gonna
lot of
cover
the
a lot of the
bases
basis
of
of
your
your
weight
weight
gain.
gain.
That's the
That's the
basics of
basics
how to
of
build
how to
that
build
fasting
that fasting
routine.
routine.
And
And
I hope you
I
learned
hope you
something
learned
with this.
something with this.
If you did,
If you did,
maybe check
maybe
out these
check
other
out these other
videos on
videos
the
on the
fasting tips,
fasting
and I'll see
tips,
you
and
next
I
week.
see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. 好了，结束了，再见。